Alright, and welcome to the epilogue of the Duncan Egg series, Duncan the Tall. From a hedge knight to a dragon rider to king of the Iron Throne, time has extended. We survived. Duncan II has survived his ordeal. Frankly, no assassinations against us. Nothing crazy, no revolts. We lasted a long time, and we're in our 20s now. Duncan II. We got Egg, the dragon, back. Our aunt, right? Our aunt Kingsguard died. She had Nightfall. She had she had the cool sword. She had Egg. Died at 58. The Confessor, apparently. We have, well, we'll go through everything. I don't want to spoil it. So, the start of our family started here. Let's put this over to the side. Duncan the Tall. He was able to survive. Rohan survived. He was survived by Rohan. But she widowed right after. He became frail. He became weak in his giant state, but he didn't see old age. Duncan lived as he died, basically. He died as he lived, I guess. He was a badass warrior, got a Valyrian steel sword, honorable, family person. He was kind, no intrigue whatsoever. Nothing like that. He had 4 children. His youngest, Tencel, she died. She never had kids. Whenever Vance died of cancer, she just never had kids after that. And then she died from bleeding from her eyes and ears. I think she died from consumption. Yeah. Poor Tencel. I never realized she never had kids. Then we had his first daughter, Rahan, who married Egg, which was like she was the most important, one of the most important characters we ever had. Made sure that she had everything that she needed. Fortunately, she died of cancer, but Egg was able to stand tall. We had our second son, Arlen the Affable. I was able to give him Dosk. He was badass. I wanted to put him on the Kingsguard, but his family died. I made him marry his lover. She died of suspicious circumstance, which was pretty sad. He became widowed. A cannibal. I never saw him become a cannibal. He became a lunatic on his last days. Gonorrhea probably did that, yeah. Okay, yeah, he went pretty crazy. Miss Tall, she had some kids, and then it went to the Swifts. So the Swifts are a thing, okay? Still alive. Wow, that's like a not far distant. Hasn't really been a lot of generations. They had Clayton, who became a Septon. Okay. And we have Benar of Dosk, who died of lingering wounds. I remember that. Then Elias died of the Bloody Flex. And we have Arlen the Seer, which, as you can see, I gave him the Reach. And his children, looks like their line is secure for sure, especially with everything going on. Even the one who's dead didn't even have a kid. But it looks like they're secure in lines. Oswell, Eleanor, looks like they married the Lannisters. It's not the first time our family married into the Lannisters. That's good. So it looks like Arlen's line made it to the Reach. They survived, which is good. And then we had Aegon the Oak. This guy was badass. He became Lord of the Reach because Brightflame was able to won the kingdom and then gave us the Lordship of the Reach. Which is pretty cool. He ended up getting smallpox though, but he died in battle against the Oakheart. But he died, and so it looks like, hopefully, hold on, let's see. Oh, looks like his Whole family line died, which is good. Screw you, you deserve it. Aegon had 3 kids. We had Marilla, who married off to Aegon. Again, second wife to Aegon. And then married Sand, which lived there matrilineal. Yep, they ended up having kids. King's Landing. They ended up becoming the Lords of King's Landing. That's right. And then she ended up having the Lannisters. So, Lannister line comes from the Talls, current Lannister line, which they've just added more to their line. So, there we go with that. And then Lothar had his, I named him the Lunk. I gave him the Raven's Teeth. Which, who rules it now? The Craycalls. Okay. A Valyrian Craycall, huh. That's interesting. How'd that happen? Inherited. We gave it to him. Then he inherited. Okay, sure. Fine. We had a daughter. Meredith the Forgetful, which I named House Lunk. She had 2 husbands. Then we have a Lunk here. Common Lunk. It's gonna be Humble. And then we have Bethany Lunk, who's kind of insane. Their family line survived, so that's nice, even though he died in battle. See the Oak card as well. Very sad. But here she is, Alyssa the Zealot. She was important. I mean, she died on a suspicious circumstance. She basically was just there to bring us to the next step. She was important, though. She married Bernard. It's the only way we could get a normal marriage with that. And then she had 4 kids. We had Elaine Tall, Eldrin Tall, which now is part of the Falwells. They're sort of distantly related to us. They have king's blood in them. They are sort of weak claim to the Iron Throne, which is interesting. She had kids, so her line survived. Then you had Warren Tall, who died in battle by the Kingsguard. I remember that. And then we gave his line Dragonstone, because he owned the dragon, and then he lost it. Dragon died. And now we have another Tall, Gorman of Princess Pass. I really like how the Dragonstone Dragonstone Talls are Princess Pass, huh? Are part of the. Oh, he has Dorn. I never thought about that. Oh. And then Dragonstone. Okay, the Dragonstone Talls have white hair, which is cool. So their line has survived. That's good. We had Omer Tall. He died of scurvy. This was the inbred one. I remember that. He did have a kid, but she was dull and inbred again, and she died at 51 years old. Then we had Duncan, the White Knight, the one who killed off all the Blackfires. Unfortunately, he kind of lost his way at the end, but needed to be done. He had all these children. We have Franklin, who grew up, who grew old. He still has the Targaryen armor and Nightfall. He is currently my Hand of the King. He made Lyra, who now owns the dragon. Descendant from Bright Flame's dragon. So that's good. So Targaryen, the Talls still control both dragons. The only 2 living dragons in Westeros. We control them. She's really cool. She's had 2 kids, Donald and Lothar. And yeah, Franklin's doing a good job. And then he had Bayani the Confessor, which she was a badass. She was the first woman in Kingsguard. I made her my Lord Commander. She actually raised me, my character, Duncan II. And she raised Aegon as well. She was like the mother to us, because our mother abandoned us. I tried to invite her to court. She never came. She was a genius. Sucked, but she never came to court. Sad. Then we had Tancel. Tancel, I married off to the Stormlands, which the Stormlands did end up breaking apart, separating, but he's going to inherit Stormlands anyway, so no big deal. Baratheon still control most of Dorne, but the Dornish are scheming to rise up. I've been seeing it. They've been asking for money. So, what else? She never had any kids. And then Lothar. Lothar was such promise, man. He had formidable fighter, he had the dragon, but he died to his stress. He died to his stress and wound. He just wasn't strong enough. Even though he had formidable fighter, he was giant. It's Grey Eminence. Really cool. This is when things started getting a little crazy. Duncan II, myself, became king at 2 years old. When the dragon was gone, no one was there to inherit it. Bayanni took the dragon. She became the dragon rider, my Kingsguard. So she had the dragon. She kept it safe. But our daughter, she was killed by Egg. Yeah, Egg ate her at 15. She was 30. She could have been a good heir. But alas, did not happen. And Aenys Flowers created a minor house, Norwich. So we have House Norwich here. This was the Silver Voice, the attractive giant that Lothar fell in love with. But unfortunately, she died as well. And then we had Irena Waters, a black bar, made up her own custom house. So now we have 2 custom houses here. And then we have me, Duncan II, 20 years old. I wanted to make sure our house was secure before I ended it. Duncan II is an absolute badass. He took Egg pretty easily right when he turned 16. The Duelist Academy event that Lothar had, we had again and gave us Formidable Fighter, which is amazing. It was like a 20% chance for that to go. He's Zealot, but he did become rude from that as well. Everyone was asking, hey, why don't you guys marry a Targaryen? There was no Targaryens. There's some Targaryens left, but they're all men. And they're refusing to get married, or they're old women. So it was kind of a loss. But remember that girl who kept having bastards? Her? I went ahead and married her last daughter. So I had her drop a dragon blood. Technically, this was the only available Targaryen around. I've had 2 kids with her. I had Rahan, who's already a giant, and I had Arlen, who's not a giant yet. As you notice, I have a middle daughter, Eleanor. Well, remember that Jarrell the Brave? The amazing fighter who's strong, giant, honorable, chaste, poet? Well, we fell in love and I had a kid with her. Yeah, that happened at like 16, I think. 17? Yeah, this is an event, just pulled up. So that's nice. So I'm having kids with my Kingsguard, which is cool. Don't really care about that. She's still a valiant Kingsguard. No one really cares. They're letting it go. And then we have, so in a reversal to the story, instead of Duncan becoming the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, we have Egg became Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. We have Aegon the Kingsguard. A lustful though, honorable, formidable fighter, giant, diligent, Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, protecting us, 19 years old. And the youngest Kingsguard we have. And that's about it, guys. We have our brother. Brother is our commander of the Kingsguard. We're friends. We both have the same rival. We were raised together, squired together. We're only a year apart. Yeah, let's look at Egg real quick, because that's who we're descended from. There's Aegon the Eagle. Egg, Duncan the Tall squire, somehow became king of the Iron Throne due to we had Aelor the Pie. Oh, hold on. First off, we had Darren the Good, Die the Dreaded Plague. Yeah, we had that. Yeah, I think we started with Ares, the Kinslayer. Yeah, he killed. Who did he kill? He killed somebody. I think he killed who did he kill? Oh, he killed the Blackfire, that's what it was. He beheaded Daemon. Yeah, the Bard. Yeah, became a kinslayer for that. And whatever happened to Bloodraven? Where is he at? There he is. Brendan Bloodraven. Whatever happened to him? Up to 55, he became a Green Seer. Died a natural death. She had poor health. Hollards inherited. Ronald Harwood. He inherited. And this guy has Dark Sister, the Hollards. So they have they come from the Bloodravens. The Hollards. Okay. Interesting. They come from a long line to the Bloodraven. Anyway. Then Aelor the Pious inherited. He died a natural death at 48 years old. With no children. Which was lucky for us. If he had children, he was married to an old woman. And then he finally married a 23-year-old. And then he just died. Which is crazy. Oh, how did Rhaegal the... Oh yeah, sorry, but I skipped ahead. Rhaegal the Just was killed by Renly in personal combat. And all of his sons, he only had women. And they all pretty much died. Surprised the Lannisters didn't try to take the throne. Yeah, Aelor the Pious died. And then we had Aeron Brightflame, who took a dragon and tried to conquer it on his own. His line ended with Daeron Targaryen. Crazy, insane, full of cancer. And when he died, he gave us the Reach. And then Jaehaer died. Jaehaer inherited it. Ruled for about almost 10 years. Not even. 4 years. And then he died. Just killed him, drank himself to death. He was already a Septon. And that's when the Laughing Storm took the throne for himself. Became a kinslayer. Oh, he killed 24 people, man. It's insane. Laughing Storm. That was really cool. Laughing Storm took all of their things. Took everything that they wanted. And ended up having a interregnum. And they voted for Egg. Out of everyone that they had, they voted for Egg. Mainly because Egg had a dragon at the time. He had a dragon, started being a dragon rider, which is cool. But he was already married to Orhan. And he married then Bernard. Bernard was cool. I wish we could have played him. Dragon rider, the first dragon riding tall. Really cool. Had Nightfall. Had his own Valyrian steel sword. Died from drinking. Stress. 65 years old. Ruled for the most time. Yeah, well, Aerys ruled for about 30 years. Yeah, Aerys ruled for about 30 years. But I believe Bernard ruled for about almost 20, which is good. And then Duncan ruled for almost 20. And then I've ruled for 20 as well. So, peace. Peace in our time. Thank you guys for watching. We ended up conquering the Dothraki, vassalizing them, cleared out all these other lands. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer in the comments. Again, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys are excited for Crusader Kings 3 and more Game of Thrones content. See you guys in the next one.